Yeah, what's poppin', man? It's your boy A-Million, and right now you listening to Dipset Mania Volume 7. You dig?
Mixing up the medicine, I was in the basement. Mixing up the medicine,
on his hip. Trap. And then I'm just going to let it go, and then I'm just going to do the other side. Bump him forwards, flat, elbows on the hip, trap. When he's on his side here, he's trapping my foot. Good. Brings the knee up, frame, skip. Good. He's bringing this leg in. Now, you see how his knee is on the outside of my hip? As long as it stays on the outside here, I'm not able to pass this direction. But I see some people, what happens is when they do this hip escape here, they go so far, either by bringing the knee in too far, or they move their hip so far back, it straightens their legs out, that there's nothing preventing me now from just coming around and going towards the back. Maybe I'll get side control. On my side, trap the foot. Right here, rotate the hips, hold the knee up, arm comes under. Then I'm just bringing my body underneath him, right? So my knees are coming out towards my shoulder, and my hips are coming underneath him. What I want to do is punch my shoulder forwards, not my hand, but I really want to bang my shoulder into his hamstring here. If the guy is significantly heavier, I can kick with my leg too. I come up, look, still pinching. Then I just lean, grab the foot, grab the knee, put him on his side, slide up to the mount, and then he's going to go to me. Boom, here, all the way under, right, take him down, and slide all the way up, and then I'm back to mount. Underneath, I started to rotate my hip. They hit the brakes, I can't go out the back door. I open the knee up, I start rotating my hips back. See how I'm doing this? Feet are together, and I'm just bringing my knees in and then rotating my hips. That's what's getting the person off balance here. This is just a great drill to do. Just from here, and just swing back and forth to open the knee. So I came all the way up, and that's where it's done. Boom. That's where I'm here. Just going to keep on going. If you push it right, but push it the other way. If you push it this way, thank you. He's pushing me into the pass. Right? Everybody sees that. So the problem is that his leg is up here, and he's pushing right. So I want to get off my knees, and I'm going to have it where I'm going to start to drive my forearm into his hip, and have my head come up, and I pass. Now my arm is going to go from his hip right over his shoulder, from here to here. And as it goes, I just turn my body to face his feet, and I back my way, all turning my body. So his arm is trapped in between my ribs and him. And then I just back up all the way through, and then I grab out my bicep here. I grab his back. So this hand is to stay down on the mat. I want to bring it up. And a lot of times I just squeeze my elbows tight together, and I just sink my weight down. What happens is start coming over the shoulder. If he's able to drop his arm down, a lot of times I'm starting to lock up other things here. You know, where I can look to go into Kimura. If his elbow's down, no way. Then I'm starting, now I'm locking this up. Because he's protecting this arm. So a lot of times you're not protecting the other arm. And then I can start looking to come up and take. I got to push him one way. As I move my hip the other, both knees come in. Okay? Right? Bumped, elbow in, hip, knees, back down. Bump, elbow in, hip, both knees. Probably here and then underneath. So I'm just making like a C with the one hand, same side here, and then my other arm comes underneath it. And I'm just lifting it off. Not a big deal. And then I just want to keep my hand in between his shoulder and his elbow. So I'm not going to let him come back into here. As I'm doing this, I'm going to bring my foot to his hip. So this foot comes over here. What I like to do is really sit the guy back there. But I don't like to have it where they're going to stay up here this way. So I like to push his hip back as I bring his knee up. And then I can figure forward. And then I go to the leg. Think about pushing his hip this way as I lift this leg up. Now I can figure four. Dean will even go this way. where he goes over the one and under the other, because now this loads a lot more pressure here, and that leg is pretty stuck. I like from here to think about like taking my pulse with his heel. So I'm just going to open my elbow up and come underneath it. Get my grip and start twisting here.
I'm not going to try and work this to pass. Just take the leg. It's a really simple concept. But for me, when I start feeling that he's really trying to make that space in here, I just take it.
The foot over. Now I'm going to bring the hand under and hold the knee. My other foot goes under now. We were all the way underneath it. Then my foot through. So my shin is underneath his thigh. It's really going to start affecting his balance here. Okay? And I'm going to extend my legs just a little bit so I get his weight going away from me. Now that bottom leg, I'm going to pull it out. So I'm going to bring my knee to my chest. So now I can put my foot, instead of being under, in front. And I can give him a push. And you see I'm getting up on my hand now. My other hand, my other foot goes on the floor. Hip up. Back. Pass. And what happens if his elbow's up? Over, drop, bravo. So angle, knees in, clear, arm, under, hold the knee. I hold the knee so it doesn't spin. If I hold his shin or if I hold his thigh, his knee can sometimes start turning and twisting. When I hold the kneecap, I have a much better point of contact so that it's going to bend with the foot, push, base, opposite-handed foot, and up, back, twist, hands either here or slide all the way down and lift the hip up. This is fine, double unders. I just don't want to see it. We're going to try and pass this way. Please learn from my mistakes. Here, boom, pass, and then maybe I can look to come over, drop the hip, and then walk around. Okay? I don't want to be at the knee. I want to slide down to the hip, and then I can pass. But as soon as I can start having my feet back, and then I drop my hip, that's what's really going to pass the leg over my head. It's a totally different feel. Starting to push this out. But he starts trying to like lift up and maybe push back into me here. As he's coming back up in, see how his knee's coming off the floor here. Right? So I'm going to take that hook, and instead of going this way, I'm going to slide it down to his ankle. From here to here. Wait. Work back into me here. Right. Then I can slide this down and lift up. Come through. Wow. I'm going to just tilt my foot against his hip and drop him back as I lift up on the ankle. So now I have opposites. Here, pushing. Here, lifting. Lift. Now I got two different things I can do here that are pretty cool. One is I can have my arm go underneath his leg as my foot comes out and pass and maybe change and go bravo. Go under as my foot comes out. And right away, here's my pass. Boom. If I could, over the shoulder, hand on the hip, walk my body around. He's coming up, right? I'm going to sweep him here. I'm going to drop this down, lift this up, keep ear and shoulder, take my leg, bring it all the way around and in. Knee bar. So we're here, boom, clear, under, same, clear, right? I'm trying to extend. He's just giving me a hard time here. Now it's going to be more difficult to go this way. Drop, lift, over, behind. Or we can have it where it's just going to be this way. Is that if I'm doing a knee bar, his big toe, and the way it was said to me is his big toe is the same thing as his thumb on his hand. Okay? So if I'm holding his leg and I start doing a foot lock here, I'm actually twisting his knee to the escape. You're going to start turning here and bending and pulling this out. So you don't want to have a shitty knee bar and a shitty toe hold. It's either going to be one or the other. And what Dean does is he grabs onto it and puts it next to his head here. But if he can't rotate his big toe, his ankle's stuck, his knee's stuck, his hip is stuck, his leg's pretty fucked. The big toe, here, the same way you would think about the thumb when you're doing the arm bars. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To me, that's more important than any part of the other aspects of the move. It's going to make it so much tighter, and where these escapes that people drill over and over again, they become